Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm your host, John F. Thomas. Man, I really put myself at a disadvantage because I don't have any drinking nearby to keep my throat, lubricated and all that stuff to talk to y'all. But I'm gonna push through. It's gonna be all good. So today I'm gonna be talking about Loki episode 4. For those who haven't been watching, this is a spoiler review. So if you haven't seen it, just make sure y'all go watch the episode, come back, holler at your boy, and then we can get into this. But before I do, let's go ahead and hit that intro real quick, shall we?
It's the real review. It's the real review. It's the real review.
I only have so much water left. This is pitiful, but I'm gonna make it through anyway. Hey, for everybody that's tuning in, man, make sure y'all hit that like button. Leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think about Loki so far, what y'all seen from it. Again, this is a spoiler review, so I'm going to be talking about stuff that y'all probably don't want to know about if you haven't watched it. And I'm your host, John F. Thomas. So thank you for tuning in to Real Review. I appreciate y'all tuning in. This is going to be great. I love it. It's going to be awesome. So let's get into it, shall we? All right. So the first thing that happened is from when we left off on episode 3, it was a cliffhanger because it looked like Loki and Sylvie was about to go ahead and bite that bullet. It looked like they were about to go ahead and die, thanks to Loki kind of being an idiot, But again, I wasn't really sure if, Loki was pulling a trick on Sylvie. If Sylvie, like what my friend John said last week, John with no H, he said last week that maybe Sylvie was enchanting Loki this entire time. Come to find out, wrong. Everybody was wrong. What was happening was actually happening. Loki is just an idiot sometimes. His hubris gets the best of him. And Sylvie couldn't actually enchant Loki. And we would give it, it's us giving Marvel more credit in the writing category than what we're wanting them to be smarter than they actually are. And I've been getting a little bit better at it, but it's interesting. It's fun trying to guess. Ooh, what could happen? This could probably happen and all this stuff. I'm trying not to go too far because expectations get too high, and then you just get disappointed. I'm not disappointed by this. It was just like, oh, okay, so they went straight forward route. That's cool. But anyway, while they were about to die, there was some kind of connection kind of happening. Like Sylvie was, really at her wit's end, and then we get a flashback of when she was a little girl, a cute little bitty girl, and she was sitting there and playing with her little toys and all the set of stuff on Asgard where she's from. And then next thing you know, the portal opens up and Agent at the time, Agent Raynard, what's it? Renslayer, because it's Judge Renslayer. It's a weird name. But anyway, Agent Renslayer comes and grabs her and like, oh, I found the variant, and grabbed her as a kid. It was like, this is a kid. What can this kid Loki do? She couldn't really do anything. But, they went ahead and scooped her up and basically was gonna charge her for crimes of about to branch out the timeline. I don't know what this Loki was gonna do, but she stomped on Agent Renslayer's foot, grabbed the little device, and she teleported herself out of there. And I was like, there you go, little girl. Actually, the interesting thing is she had black hair when she was a little kid. Now she kind of has blonde hair. But hey, women change their hair color. That's just how they just want to switch it up one day. That's what women do. So I can dig it. Or, I mean, she is Loki, the goddess of mischief. So she was like, I want to be blonde now. So, it's interesting switch. So that's what happened. I was just like, dang. So she's basically been on the run ever since. She's been on the run ever since she was a little child. And I was like, man, that's really interesting that's messed up. And I gained so much more sympathy for Sylvie, is what she wants to be known as now. So I gained a lot more sympathy for Sylvie because it's just like, man, she's just been on the run her entire life. They've been trying to track her down, and she's never known family, or that's why she's never been close to her mom and all this other stuff, because she's just been on the run since she was a little kid. And I was like, dang, that really sucks. And for everybody that's tuning in again, this is a spoiler review, so I'm just letting you know. She's been on the run ever since she was a child, and it was messed up. So they had like a moment, and they knew they were about to die, so they kind of held hands. And I was sitting there thinking, I think I mentioned this in the last episode, but I was saying that Agent Mobius might be able to find him because remember, Loki kind of taught him, that she kind of gets trapped in these like apocalyptic moments. So that's where she lives, so they can't find her. So next thing you know, I think they finally saw like the spike, but it's not just a typical spike. It was a huge spike, and especially in an apocalyptic moment where there shouldn't even be a spike at all because it doesn't matter. They're gonna die, right? So why is this spike happening? So they happen to find both of them, and I was just like, Davon says empathy for Enchantress. Yes, empathy for what some people say is Enchantress, but I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it is actually Sylvie. Maybe they kind of mixing Sylvie and Enchantress together. It'd be interesting. But I felt for her. They got me there. I was like, they did a good job. They got me. So they came and they arrested them, and they're taking them back, and they're shipping them to different rooms. They're taking them into these different areas, and they're really sad. They're looking at each other, and it's just like, oh man, is there something going on here? You kind of just want to know, like, is there feelings? Are there feelings here? So who knows? But they take him in. Loki gets interrogated by Agent Mobius. Agent Mobius is asking him questions and like basically doesn't believe anything Loki's saying. Like, oh, so you working for her now? Is that what the thing is? Like, no, nobody's working for anybody. He's trying to tell Mobius what's up. Like, hey man, like the TVA isn't what you think it is. You're a variant. You had a life before this. All of a sudden, she's not the bad guy. And yeah, whatever. He throws him into a time loop. Basically, it's like if you don't want to cooperate, I'm just gonna put you away. All you do is lie. You just lie. You're a liar. And he's like, no. He said, man. He says it's crazy because you believe you call me a liar, but you're a liar. You the biggest liar of them all. He's like, what are you talking about? You're lying to yourself. It was like, oh, ooh, that kind of hurt. I was like, man, all right, okay. So he throws him into this time loop, and now Loki is stuck in this time loop of him getting slapped in the face and kneed in his family jewels, per se. And so he keeps going through this loop because he cut this girl's hair. I think Set. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's Set or something like. I barely paid attention to the Thor movies because they just weren't that good, except for Thor 3. Thor 3 was really good, but she was upset with him because he cut her hair. He thought it was funny, and that event kept happening. So he would just constantly be slapped and kneed in the gonads. So while all of that was happening, he was like learning a lesson. Like, man, okay, I admit I just want attention, even at other people's expense, and I'm a selfish person, and I'm sorry. So and then it kind of was drilling in that, hey, maybe because she kept saying, you're just gonna forever be alone. He'll probably forever be alone. And that's the sad thing is we don't want Loki to be alone, really, right? We've been getting more sympathetic towards Loki. We don't want him to be alone. I want Loki to have a happy ending. Can he get that in this series? Because we know that Loki is typically, he's typically on the bad end of receiving things, so Devon says he's here for all the word substitutions I'm doing. I appreciate it. It's fun for me. I'm trying to figure out other ways to say things. So while all of that's happening, Agent Mobius is going to talk to Judge now, because before she was an agent, now Judge Renslayer. And while he's talking to her, he's trying to figure out, like, man, yeah, this Loki, that thing, I'm glad we got this case closed. And they're having a drink and all this stuff. Something feels off because of what Loki said to him. Loki said something. Actually, hey, Davon, if you ever want to get on this with me and you just want to talk about this together, feel free to let me know. I'll shoot you the link so you can hop on. But anyway, sorry, getting back to the story. He was talking to Judge Renslayer, and he was trying to figure out, like, hey, so what happened to the agent that got, enchanted by Sylvie? Like, can I talk to her? I feel like I'm still missing something. And she's like, oh, no, she's been compromised. It got worse when she got here, so she's dead. And you're like, wait, what? She's dead? Like, she seemed fine when I saw it. Yeah, no, it just progressed to even worse. And that's when I was sitting there thinking, like, huh. Like, I can't believe it. But I've always been suspicious of Judge Renslayer since the beginning, though. I mean, she looks pretty. She looks nice. But sometimes pretty people, you can't really trust them. So you're too pretty, right? She's too nice. She's too good looking. I'll pull up a picture so you can see what I'm talking about. She's too good looking. for you to be a good person. Like, not that she can. She can. I'm not saying all pretty people aren't good. But in this, she's very, very nice looking. I was like, I don't know. I do not know. And so, she was saying all of that, and he was okay. Well, maybe I can go and talk to Sylvie. Let me talk to Sylvie and see what's up. And she was just like, yeah, no, like, because of what she did to the other agent, I can't allow that to happen. I can't let that happen. And I was like, huh, okay, so you won't let her see the other agent. You won't let her see Sylvie. I'm like, what's up? No, I remember, because Sylvie's so dangerous. And I was just like, okay. See, look at this. Look at this face. Look at this face. All right, look at that. Can't trust that. Can't trust it. It's too pretty. It's too well put together. Look at her hair's all nice and everything. You can't trust that. This is something up her sleeve, huh? Okay, so that's all I'm saying. So she looks innocent though. That's the thing. She got an innocent face, but that's really the villain, right? I figured it out. I figured what they were doing. I see what they're doing, what they're cooking up. But anyway, so all of this happening, and Agent Mobius is just he's thinking about what Loki's saying, and he's not really about. So he's like, all right, he switches phones with Judge Renslayer while she's not looking, and he cuts out because they're about to go get Loki in a few minutes and get Sylvie and take them to the timekeepers so they can be pruned in front of the timekeepers. And I had a friend who was saying, well, why didn't they just kill them? They didn't make sense. They should have just killed them earlier. And I was like, well, it kind of makes sense because the timekeepers want to see Sylvie get pruned. Like, I want to see with my own eyes that this person is there, because remember, you're messing with the ultimate trickster. So why not? Yeah. Oh, we took care of it. Okay. Yeah. And then agents being compromised. No. Bring them down here. I need to see it for myself that this person is dead. And so that way the secret timeline is intact. So I can understand that. I kind of thought that too. It was like, well, why are they waiting so long? One, for plot, but also it kind of makes sense, So while he leaves, Agent Mobius leaves, he has Judge Renslayer's phone, goes and hides somewhere, and he's looking at the phone to see what happened to the other agent that Sylvie stole. Remember, she took that other agent that was just like, it's all true, everything's true. I told her where the timekeepers are. That agent looked her up, and then he come to find out that Judge Renslayer lied. She was actually still in her right frame of mind, but she was saying, we are all variants. We had a life before this life, and none of this is real. This is all false. I have family. I have a life. I've been stolen from my timeline. It was like, oh, snap. Loki was telling the truth. I mean, well, duh for us because we've been seeing it. But, it's just like, come on, Agent Mobius. Loki is actually being truthful this time. Finally. So he goes and he finds Loki. Well, actually, he goes and he talks. As he's walking by, he checks in on Sylvie a little bit to see what's up. She's blocked off. But we see Agent B-15. I think that's in there. And I'm glad they kind of mentioned that in the show later on, but she was saying, oh, what did Loki say to you? He was saying, oh, something about the TVA's lying to us. And I thought, because it was a good swerve, because I thought that she was trying to figure out what he knew, so to see if he needs to be pruned or not. Has he been compromised? Like, do I need to get rid of him? So I was sitting there kind of like with a side eye on her, like, I don't know. Like, watch what you say to her, because she been on one since the first episode. You know what I'm saying? She ain't like Loki. She don't like none of them. She just like, I need to get rid of them. She is strictly super dedicated to her job, and those kind of people are dangerous because they don't really like, their morals are they substitute, they give up their morals just for being dedicated to this job. So you got to kind of watch people like that. Nothing against y'all who are, but I got to watch y'all too, because But anyway, so I'm kind of questioning that. But we see later on, she goes into the room with her, got a weapon ready, look like she's about to prune. Sylvie's like, oh snap. Sylvie and they're chilling like, all right, what, you want to go round two? Let's go. And she tells them to close the door, and she turns off a weapon and just like, what did you do to me? And it was just like, oh snap. So when she enchanted her, something actually did happen. So she did have her see kind of like her past. And I was like, oh snap! That's a good. They did a good job with that, because I kind of forgot about that. But it's something that they remembered. They remembered being there. So I was like, good. That's good writing. So they went to a different yeah, I think where they found Sylvie the first place in that apocalyptic place, and she was asking like, "What'd you do to me?" It was raining, right before the apocalypse happened, and she was like, "I want show me what you like. Is it true?" And Sylvie was like, "Yeah, it's true." We're like, "All right, show me." So showed her past, and then you can see the emotions in her, and I'm just like, "Oh, dang, like that's messed up." And you can see with this that Sylvie is actually a good person. All this time we thought Lokis are evil, but I guess they're kind of misguided. They mean well, but they're kind of, whatever. And this Loki never even got to live her life. So that was a crazy thing. So after that, she asked, okay, so what do we do? And it's like, oh, snap. So Agent B-15 is now on Sylvie's side, on the Loki side. Fast forward now, go ahead and jump cut over to Agent Mobius, where he basically threw Loki back in a time loop again because he didn't think Loki was telling him what he wanted to hear. And he finally shows up and basically asks him, like, do you really feel like you should be alone? And you're just like, I don't know, maybe. He was like, all right, man, look, I need you to help me take down the timekeepers. I believe you. I think I believe you. And so basically they leave out. And sure enough, it's too good to be true. Because I was sitting there thinking when he switched phones, she's going to find out. She's going to open up the phone. Wait, this isn't my screensaver. What? I have, a naked timekeeper on it, or a shirtless timekeeper. This isn't Mobius. Damn it. Because Mobius probably got a screenshot of her on his screensaver, right? So anyway, she's there with the TVA agents, and it's just, it's a mess because I was just like, dang, dude. She's gonna kill him or apprehend him or something, but it comes from she ends up pruning him, and I was just like, yo, she is cold blooded. Judge Renslayer is cold-blooded because she killed him with the quickness, and I was like, "Good Lord, she is not playing." And it's just really that was really sad to see Agent Mobius. I was kind of mad about that, and I was like, "Man, that's messed up." So she goes to Sylvie now that she has Loki in her possession. Goes to see Sylvie. Sylvie is sitting in there, but with her hair wet. Why is Sylvie's hair wet? And she was like, "Okay, who is in here?" Agent B-15. Put out alert for Agent B-15. She's been compromised. Like, dang. Like, why didn't? Well, maybe Loki only knows how to do that because they showed that Loki knows how to use his magic to make himself dry. Sylvie probably doesn't know how to do that because they do have kind of like different power sets, or they practice different powers. So that was kind of crazy. But now that she has both of them, she's taking them to the timekeepers. It's about to be a wrap. You kind of don't see any kind of Agent Mobius is dead. So it's just like, what is going to happen here? Like, how are they going to escape this? Agent B-15 is around, but what is she going to do? Who knows? And the only person who has seen the timekeepers are Agent Renslayer. So it's just like, I don't know. So, yeah, there are, Davon says different powers for different people. I do get that, but then Loki was also trying to understand how her powers work because I was under the impression that he could learn how to. It's like maybe we have the same powers, but I just don't practice that so much. Like how I grew up, I learned how to do this, whereas I was really great in sports or something like that. The way I grew up, I was great in sports, but there's another version of me that was just like very much into books. So he didn't really work on the athletic side of him, but he's very book smart. But me over here, I'm very athletic. So I was just kind of looking at it like that. Not that they can't do it. Not that I can't be smart. It's just I haven't practiced in that. How do I do that? How do I become smarter? Or him, how do I become more athletic? So it's like that's a weakness of mine, but I can learn how to do it. That's kind of how I was looking at it. That's why when Loki was asking about that, I was sitting there thinking that, okay, he might pick up a new power, skill, or that he might be able to enchant people. But yeah, they're in the elevator heading down. Sylvie's trying to figure out, like, okay, why didn't you let me live my life? Like, what would have happened if I'd have lived my life? And Agent Renslayer, that BI, she said there, she said, I don't remember. Oh, you dirty, you wrong. She was wrong. I was mad because that's messed up, man. She didn't get to live her life, and even after killing her friend, pruning her friend, Agent Mobius, the one who supported her, cared for, she pruned him, and then right now she has no remorse. She doesn't care. Man, she's more of a villain than Loki probably is, actually. Goodness gracious. And so, Davon says, we've seen Scarlet Witch and Agatha do enchanting as of now. we only know witches can do it. True. Yeah, I guess them and Sylvie though, right? Because Sylvie enchants. So I guess it's 3 people now, technically. So I think, unless I'm wrong, but that's what I'm thinking anyway. But all of this happens, so they finally arrive with the timekeepers, and they're standing in front of timekeepers, and we actually see the timekeepers this time, because I was sitting there thinking they're probably not real. Nah, they're real. So they're there, and they're getting everything read to them, and they're just like, okay, yeah, this is finally the end for you, and all of this other stuff. And I was like, dang, this messed up. Like, how are they gonna make it out? It's just really getting down to the nitty gritty of it. So they charge up the pruning sticks. The next thing you know, Agent B-15 comes to the rescue. Black woman for the win, to stop the other black woman who, it's a lot, I don't know. It's like black power, but then you sided with, I don't know. But black woman for the win. I'll just focus on the black woman that's doing right. So Agent B-15 comes in and helps out Sylvie and Loki, and there's a big battle, a big fight, and all this, a lot of chaos going on, and the whole time the timekeepers are kind of looking, and they're trying to figure out what's going on, and they end up beating everybody else. And then the timekeepers are like, whoa, wait, hey, let's talk about this. And Sylvie's just like, nah. She throws a sword, cuts off one of the timekeepers' head. I was like, dang, but the head that it cut off, you see wires and stuff sticking out. Almost kind of like Rick and Morty, if you haven't seen that. But that's another show. Talk about that later. But yeah, so it's like, oh snap, they're not real. Or they could be robotics, but let's just say they're not real. They're not real. It's a machine. So who is pulling the strings? No pun intended. Who is pulling the wires and the strings of these machines now? So if it's not the timekeepers, because Loki was right, 3 big lizards controlling time, that's weird. And so, I mean, Agent Mobius was kind of right, like, man, your life is weird. Where you come from is weird. How you gonna say 3 time lizards are weird? But I mean, he was right though. So who is behind this? My thoughts so far from what I've been thinking, I think that I don't know, I could be wrong. I think that what's his face, who is gonna be the villain for Fantastic Four? Crap, what is his name? Kang the Conqueror. I think Kang the Conqueror might be behind. It'd be interesting if he was. I mean, but maybe I might be wrong. But it'd be interesting too, because somebody's pulling. Because I was thinking either it's each and this Judge Renslayer that's actually doing it, or somebody else is pulling the strings behind it, like Kang the Conqueror or whoever else. So who is manipulating, trying to control this timeline? So all of that being said, so like Loki is trying to tell her, hey, look, I want to tell you something, because this thing has happened. You know, we had this there was a big branch that Agent Mobius told me about when we were together. You know, because he was trying to tell her that, but he couldn't get his words out. And next thing you know, got the pruning weapon, went straight through his chest. And I was upset. I was mad because you don't do Loki like that. You don't, that's the star of the show. His face is on the poster. You don't kill the hero slash villain slash anti-hero of the show. What is the matter with y'all? But that's what they did. So he was killed off, and I was just like, man, I wanted to put the control in. I wanted to turn the show off at that point. I said, man, this is some bull. I can't believe this. But, you know, did that. And Sylvie got upset, threw Judge Renslayer down on the ground. It's like, you're going to tell me everything you know. And I was just sitting there thinking, it was just like, well, if whoever she's more afraid of, I mean, you can probably prune her, but she's probably not going to care, right? Like, what? How are you going to force her to tell you what you know unless she enchants her? So maybe she'll enchant Agent Renslayer. We get Agent Renslayer's, I'm keeping our name wrong, Judge Renslayer's backstory. So maybe we'll get some information that way, and Sylvia get that info. And that'll be maybe episode 5 and 6, because we only got 2 episodes left. A lot of stuff happened in this one episode, and I thought they were going to meet the timekeepers at the very end, but we happen to see them now, and to come to find out, they're not even real. So who is pulling the strings? Who do you think is pulling the strings? You let me know who you think is pulling the strings. Like I said, I already put in my bid. I think it might be Kang the Conqueror. I don't really know what the motivations are, because that's the only villain I know that's like showing up in the future. At least for wait, he's not going to be in Fantastic Four. I'm sorry. No, he's going to be in Ant-Man 3. He's going to be in that movie. So it'll be interesting, you know. So I don't know. And he's a time guy. So who knows? But yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. But I was upset how that ended. I was like, man, and that was the end of the episode. But wait, there's more. After credit scene shows Loki waking up and he was touching himself. He was like, am I dead? And next thing you know, you heard a voice that said, well, I'm in hell. And the voice is, not yet. But if you don't move fast, you will be, or something like that, something. And you got to see 4 people standing up over him, looking at him. And one was dressed as old school Loki, like in the 80s and 90s, like that Loki. Very colorful. There was 4 Lokis. 3 Lokis. One of them had a hammer, so I'm thinking it's Thor, this black dude, so Black Thor. I don't know. Variants of Thor. Or maybe it's Loki. I don't know. There was a kid Loki, and then that Loki was holding like a little alligator or something, a baby alligator or whatever it was, Komodo dragon. I don't know. And it had like the Loki helmet on too. I was like, oh snap! I don't know where he's at, but that gives me hope because okay, good. Oh, thank God, Loki's still alive somehow, or I don't know, maybe because his powers, he's in limbo. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I'm just as lost as anybody else, but I am definitely interested in seeing what comes of this because if Loki's alive, then maybe Agent Mobius is alive, and I hope so because you just don't kill Owen Wilson off like that. Owen Wilson deserves to go back and ride his jet ski or whatever the thing that he was hoping to ride. So let's pray for the best. Let's all come together on this Sunday. I know we already prayed for ourselves and for our families. Let's pray for Owen Wilson to come back into this show because Owen Wilson deserves it. Owen Wilson is a treasure. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, let's go straight into what did I think about everything? Acting and casting. Let's go straight into that. Acting and casting. What did I think about it? I thought it was good. You know, it was a little bit better than the last episode, and we got to see the person that plays Sylvie. What's her name? So I can get her name. Oh yeah, Sophia Di Martino. She did a great job. Also, side note, shout out to her, her costume designer because I guess like she just gave birth not too long ago. I guess before this Loki series was shot, and so. She designed it to where, you know, she can have like she can unzip this area, you know, where the women have that men don't. That spot, the love muscles. She unzipped that so that she can breastfeed in between takes. And I was like, that's really sweet, man. And so shout out to that costume designer. You all right. That's what's up. And shout out to Sophia Di Martino for just being a great, you know, mother in person, you know, so far. So, I mean, that's cool. You know, you're acting, you're killing it as an actor, but then you're also doubling up as a mother. Kudos to you. That's what's up. Anyway, acting, casting. I mean, it was a little bit better than last week, but nothing really moved me except for just Owen Wilson character being pruned, which was messed up, and Loki being pruned. I was moved off of the backstory of Sylvie, not necessarily her acting. She's doing a good job, but I don't know if they're really doing a lot. They're not giving her that much to really move me in a sense. She's doing a good job. I mean, that being said, I don't want to make it seem like she's not doing a good job. She's doing a really good job. But you know, just with everything that's going on, it's hard to, you know, for her to really kill it like I know she can. But that being said, I'll give that a 3 reels out of 5. So 3 reels, the acting and casting. They've been doing a really good job, and I completely agree. Let me see. Davon said something. Sorry, let me get out of it. So he said, mass perceived. Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I want Owen Wilson back and bring Loki back because I want my happy ending. At least some kind of happy ending. Some kind of. I mean, I'm cool ultimately with Owen Wilson being gone, but he deserves to ride his jet ski. Get back with his family. All right, on to story. What I think about the story. Story was great. They did a really good job. I think this was definitely moving along. It's definitely up from the last episode. The last episode was kind of, they had to slow it down a bit, but it wasn't bad. This entire season so far, 4 out of 6 episodes, is doing way better. To me, it's doing way better than Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's doing way better than WandaVision, and that's saying a lot. I mean, also I am kind of biased. I really like Loki more than those two because he has a lot more character build up, but it's just better written. Well, I mean, much better written. Definitely a more interesting world, better scenarios, and they're doing smart callbacks to stuff that happened earlier. They're reaching back to it. It's just good all across the board. So, yeah. Anyway, story. What I think about this, like I said, is really good. So I'll give that 3.5 reels out of 5. So they're doing a really good job with the story. I'm sold. I'm ready for these last 2 episodes. Give them to me. Give them to me now. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see what happens next. I do. I want my happy ending. I want Loki. I know he's a bad guy. I want Loki to be. I want him to kind of like time hop. See, this is what I want. I want Loki to. He doesn't have to be in the main storyline, but he doesn't. But he can be like doing stuff to kind of help them along, almost like a otherworldly kind of like, hey, I see that you're struggling. What about this? He snaps and he gives something like, oh, Loki, please just come and help me. He was like, I can't. I'm doing bigger and better things. But you got it. Just kind of like he can really help, but he doesn't. It's like I kind of want Loki to do that. Just kind of show up every blue moon, even though he could do a lot more than what he's doing, but just kind of like, nah, you need to rise up and do it yourself. So that's what I kind of want Loki to do. So that way he's still around. And it's like he kind of gets the happy ending. Like I'm happy. I'm with Sylvie. We kicking it. I'm making love to a female version of myself. It's the ultimate form of narcissism. It's great. I love it. It is amazing. Me. So I like that. So budget and marketing. What I think about that? I mean, again, like I always say, it's Marvel, it's DC. Well, no, not DC. Sure, it's Disney. Disney has money, so it's always going to look good at this point. So they're doing a good job. It looks good. It looks great. Great budget, great marketing. Word of mouth is really doing well for this show. So yeah, overall, what do I think about the entire episode? A monkey, I need your help. Drum roll. Thank you, Monkey. I appreciate that. All right. So I give this entire episode, you add all that together, divide by this, and add the 2 and drop the 3 and square root that and All right. So I give it 3.5 reels out of 5. 3.5 reels. This is a really good episode. They're doing a really good job. I'm excited for episode 5 and 6. This is episode 4. I'm excited for episode 5 and 6. I think because it's interesting because initially going into this, I thought that Loki wouldn't really have much to do. I thought it was almost like a what if scenario, right? Like, because they got the what if stories coming out. I thought it was almost like, oh, what if has nothing to do with anything else. No, man, this probably has a lot to do with everything. Actually, this might have something to do with the Eternals coming back because everybody's been clowning the Eternals after their trailer, like, oh, so Thanos basically destroyed half the universe, and y'all been asleep this entire time. They didn't wake you up, but after Thanos died, oh man, yeah, we should probably get to Earth. We should probably, man, ain't no Avengers no more, right? Yeah, okay. Wait, so we got Captain America. We got it. Oh, he ain't got the serum. He didn't take the serum. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, they're gonna need some help. They're gonna need a lot of help. We should probably head to Earth. That's stupid because if Thanos come back, what is he gonna do? What is he gonna give him a speech? That's not gonna help. Anyway, so that's what I think. I think this Loki season might have a lot to do. It might have a lot to do with Doctor Strange and Wanda, Scarlet Witch going forward. It might have something to do with Spider-Man going forward. It might have something to do with the Eternals and everything moving forward. So this is really interesting. So I definitely appreciate all y'all tuning in. For y'all who care, if you want to have me, you want to support this show, if you appreciate Real Review, definitely feel free. to chip in some patronize the show. You can patronize at anchor.fm/review/support right there at the bottom of the screen. Anchor.fm/review/support. If you give $1, I'll review one episode of your favorite show upon request. $5, I'll review one movie upon request. $10, I'll review an entire season of whatever show that you want me to watch upon your request. So definitely let me know. Or if you just want to give $1, $5, or $10 just to, you can do that as well. I appreciate that. But thank y'all for tuning in, man. I can't wait to come back and see what happens. I don't like watching the show in the middle of the week, but Loki's so good that it's just kind of like, well, I ain't gonna say it's so good. It's been really good so far to where I'm just like, all right, I guess I'm gonna be watching it in the middle of the week because I would rather watch it on Friday. But that's me. But anyway, let me know what y'all think. Somebody, let me see, Leonard said female Loki looks like her. Wow. Leonard, why would you say such things? I don't know about it. I don't know if I agree. I mean, you're right. You have a right to your opinion. I think she looked like she's fine. Why would you say that? That's messed up, man. But hey, that's what you see when you look at her. So I can't look out of your eyes. So I can only say what I see when I look at my eyes. When I look at my eyes, I mean, she look like she's a decent person. Looks like she cleans herself. Leonard. All right. I'll see y'all, man. Y'all have a great rest of the weekend. Enjoy 4th of July. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's 4th of July. I thought y'all be drinking and enjoying time with your family, but you're spending time with me, so you're my family. I appreciate that. My extended nerd family. Blurred, black nerd, whatever. We love movies and TV shows, so I appreciate that. All right, y'all. Peace. Love y'all. Click like. Please hit the like button. Share this video. Leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think. What's going to happen next. Peace.